I learned some really interesting lessons from my parents. Money doesn't grow on trees. Things I learned from my dad. Money doesn't grow on trees. A penny saved is a penny earned. If you go to school and get a good job, then that's how you make a good living. My mom taught me that it's impossible to stick to a budget when you don't make enough money, and that people like us, well, we're just not meant to be rich. So if there's one thing that I did learn from my parents, it was how to be poor. And we were poor, like potato soup for dinner poor, having to choose between food and heat poor. And it wasn't because they didn't work. Granted, my dad had problems with his vision, and that prevented him from driving or being able to do many jobs, but he did work. And if overtime was offered, he was there. I remember many days of him walking miles to work, putting in a double shift, and then walking home. And my mom worked. Not as hard as my dad, but she still made okay money. The reason we were poor, that was simple. Neither one of them knew what to do with money. Now, my dad was a bit better at managing than my mom, but because of his disabilities, he had been told for so long that he was slow, he believed it, and so he gave his paycheck to my mom every week. And as long as she gave him some money to spend on a few beers after work or a cup of coffee in the cafeteria, he never questioned what she did with it. Now my mom couldn't manage money at all. Not because she was incapable, she was very intelligent. I have no idea why she did the things she did. I think the very best example was when she received some money from a legal settlement. So the house really needed some repairs, and bills needed to be paid, and the car needed work. So what did she do with the money? Well, she bought my daughter a dog, and not just any dog, a registered English setter. And she bought a dachshund, a registered dachshund for my dad, and she bought a poodle, a registered poodle for my sister, and then she bought some antiques for herself, and then she took everyone, the entire freaking extended family, out to dinner. Okay, so these are the role models I had when it came to handling money. Work hard, spend what you make on whatever makes you happy, and don't ask questions. So fast forward to the start of my entrepreneurial journey. I had to spend money to get started. That's to be expected. But I had all these conflicting messages that have been drilled into me since birth. I need to spend money to make money, but money doesn't grow on trees. If this doesn't work, I will have lost that money. A penny saved is a penny earned. Besides, people like me aren't meant to be rich. So what am I doing? What if it doesn't work? I'd better not buy the training, coaching, tool, equipment, whatever that I needed. But now I kind of feel depressed and a failure. So I think I'll go buy something for my kids or my husband to make me feel better. But crap, now I've just spent the money anyway. Only now I don't really have anything constructive to show for it. I guess I better buy the training, coaching, tools, equipment, whatever that I needed after all, because I need to make up for what I just stupidly spent. I know the bills are due, but I can catch up on them next month with all the money I'm going to make. But wait, what if I don't make any money? People like me aren't meant to be rich. Maybe I'd better just forget it. But I already bought the thing, okay? So maybe I better learn how to use it. And all this time, while I was struggling to decide whether it was worthwhile for me to try to succeed, a month has already gone by, and I haven't made any money. And my mom was right, and the bill collectors are calling. And maybe if I just get that book or that course, it's going to make the difference. But what if it doesn't? I know. A new pair of shoes won't cheer me up, and now I have even less money, and on and on and on and on in a never-ending cycle. Sound familiar? I'm willing to bet there are more of you that can relate to this than you have to admit that you care to admit. Okay? Many of us grew up being programmed with unprosperous messages. Money is hard to get. Successful people are just lucky, or smarter, or better. Life isn't fair. And many of us still subconsciously carry these messages with us today. These messages, they can hamper our success. We may want to start a business, go to school, get a job, says the voice in our head. We may want to invest in our own development, whether it's something as big as private coaching or as small as a book on something we don't know. The message in our head is still the same. Money doesn't grow on trees. A penny saved is a penny earned. And besides, people like us weren't meant to be rich. I've had to work really hard at overcoming all of the negative programming I received about money. It's hard. I still catch these thoughts flashing through my head from time to time. They are immediately banished when I become aware, but how much did they impact my decisions before I realized it? So what do we do to combat our negative programming? Well, here's some tips. First, be aware. That's the first step. Acknowledge that you do it. Make a note, mental or otherwise, every time you catch yourself. Identify where the thoughts are coming from. For example, the people like us weren't meant to be rich comes straight from my mother and has no basis in fact. There are people in my family that have done quite well. Why can't I? Turn it around. Whenever you catch yourself thinking a negative thought, replace it with the opposite. Money doesn't grow on trees becomes I am prosperous and have more than enough to meet my needs. People like us weren't meant to be rich becomes I am a six-figure earner. When I catch myself about to make a poor spending decision, like another pair of shoes or a dog, I remind myself that I am not my mother and I now make smart money decisions. The lessons our parents taught us don't have to become part of who we are. Keep the good stuff they passed on, replace the negative. Positive self-talk and affirmations can help you reframe your thinking. There is power in words. Trust me, there is power in words, especially words that are repeated over and over and over. So are you ready? Repeat after me. I am prosperous and have more than enough money to meet my needs. I am a six-figure earner. I will make more money this month than last. I effortlessly attract abundance. I am finding new income streams. I use money to create a better life. I release my money worries. I am financially empowered. I enjoy making money. I will have zero debt. I look at my finances without fear. I make money while I sleep. I am going to make a crap ton of money today. I am smart when it comes to making important financial decisions. I have money-making ideas all the time. I have wealth in all areas of my life. I am worth the money I charge. I have multiple streams of passive income. I am a rich, powerful woman or man. Keep saying these affirmations to yourself over and over. I know many people don't believe in the power of affirmations, but trust me, there is power in words, and every time you say them, they will settle into your heart, they will settle into your subconscious, and you will see a change. Remember, there's power in words.